If you're taking the SQE1 soon, you need a reality check. The sheer volume of content is massive, and without a specific plan, the weight of the required reading will crush you. This exam represents a huge investment of your time, your money, and your career momentum. With so much on the line, the pressure to find a shortcut is intense. Most candidates fall into one of two traps. They either stick to the academic habits that got them through university, or they try to force their way through with a toxic hustle culture schedule. The first false assumption is relying strictly on high-level summary notes. The second is believing rote memorization of academic facts ensures a passing grade. And the third is assuming rigid daily study blocks guarantee success. The SQE1 isn't a test of how much you can remember. It's a test of how fast you can apply detailed law to messy, practical scenarios you've never seen before. To succeed, you have to move past the metrics of a law degree and adopt a strategy that prioritizes the rapid, practical application of the law. Summary notes are appealing because they're fast. They give you a general sense of the legal principles and make it feel like you're making rapid progress through the syllabus. But summaries inherently strip away the granular details, the specific tax exceptions, or the niche regulatory clauses that the exam actually focuses on. This table illustrates the trade-off. A low time cost gives you general knowledge, but it leads directly to confident yet entirely incorrect answers on exam day. If you forget a specific tax exception because it wasn't in your summary, you'll plug the wrong figures into the calculation. You'll find an answer that matches your result, but it will be a distractor. You need to go through the thick, detailed textbooks from cover to cover. Reading the nooks and crannies is the only way to capture the nuance you'll be tested on. The exam often presents two plausible options. Only a deep foundational memory of the detailed textbook will give you the confidence to pick the best answer under pressure. Cutting corners during your initial reading destroys the foundation required for these scenario-based decisions. Any time you saved by skimming is rendered useless the moment you face a complex question. Then there's the hustle culture trap, waking up at 3 a.m. and demanding that you hammer out 100 mock questions every single week. This feels productive at first. Logging massive hours gives you a dopamine hit and a sense of control over a vast and intimidating syllabus. But the hidden cost is burnout. Rigidly demanding high-intensity focus while you're already working or studying leads to physical exhaustion and deep isolation before the exam even arrives. This chart shows the trade-off between study volume and mental performance. An exhausted brain can still read pages, but it cannot execute the rapid one-minute recall required to navigate the actual exam. Instead of micromanaging your day, try macro scheduling. Set flexible, milestone-based goals, like finishing property law by Friday, rather than accounting for every hour. Under this model, physical and mental health activities, like a gym session or a walk, are treated as non-negotiable appointments that help maintain your cognitive capacity. Rest is a mandatory part of your study plan. Pushing yourself to exhaustion during prep is a self-sabotaging strategy that leaves you with nothing left for the actual exam. There is also the danger of the mocks-only trap, spending the vast majority of your time grinding through practice questions to build up your speed. This often leads to surface-level pattern recognition. You learn how that specific mock provider writes questions, rather than developing a deep, adaptable understanding of the law. If the real exam presents a novel situation that wasn't in your mock bank, that pattern recognition strategy will fall apart instantly. The second practice trap is rabbit-holing, spending 3 hours trying to decode one impossibly difficult question just because you're frustrated you got it wrong. This has a massive opportunity cost. You're sacrificing your progress on the broader syllabus just to satisfy your ego on a single, confusing concept. You have to normalize failure during practice. Getting a low score on a mock is an expected part of the learning process, not a reason to panic or stop your momentum. Mock exams are diagnostic tools meant to expose your weaknesses. They shouldn't be treated as an obsessively conquered metric that eats up your overall study timeline. To pass, you have to find a balance. Deep, detailed reading combined with flexible, macro-level scheduling. You have to step away from brute force. We can map this to two common paths. What is your primary constraint? If you are a working professional balancing a full-time legal job with your prep, you are likely time poor. Your focus should be on macro scheduling. Don't try to micromanage hours. Use weekly milestones to absorb the unpredictability of a busy office or emergencies without losing your place in the syllabus. If you are a traditional law graduate, your biggest hurdle is likely an academic mindset geared toward essays and critiques. You need to stop memorizing case theories and start flipping facts. Ask yourself how the law changes if one practical detail in the scenario is altered. Balancing this level of detailed analysis with high-stakes mock exams is mentally draining. When spending weeks in isolation, it's normal to feel overwhelmed or hit a breaking point in the library when results don't reflect your effort. This is why a support system is vital. Whether it's co-working sessions or an online community, having people who understand the pressure makes the emotional load much easier to carry. You also need to set clear boundaries. Temporarily pausing your social life for the final 6 weeks isn't just a choice, it's a necessary sacrifice to protect your energy for the finish line. Passing the SQE1 is an endurance event. It requires you to respect the scale of the material and strategically manage your own mind and schedule to make it out the other side.